I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding. Or
How
am I?
how badass Aster is? Is that what you said?
Yes, yes.
Bad
Exactly.
Aster.
You were one ass short of saying it right. You did it half-assed.
Uh,
Heyo!
Adventures from the Shed is
Hey,
live now on
live.
Facebook and YouTube.
Holy crap! Are we really live? Let's see what
We're
happens when I
live.
press this
We're
button.
live.
We are live.
And we're gonna try and stay live
Oh,
too.
I haven't given consent yet. There we go.
And here we are, Adventures from the Stream. We're coming at you live tonight as we're going to be wrapping up our adventure with these characters in Koradjis. Chris will be joining us soon. When he does, we'll get him up on the screen. But in the meantime, we're going to go around the table and say hi to the folks that are here.
does that mean I get to be first today?
Sure, why not?
I'm Aster and I'm first. I'll be playing Alistair Ashworthy, the Halfling Paladin.
That means I get to be second on this. Hi, it's Randy. And I play Tusk, the half orc, half barbarian, or half werewolf, or half whatever what's going on. I'm a lot of halves.
He's a buck and a quarterstaff.
Speaking of a half thing,
What half thing? Is there another half thing?
your half hair.
You have to go
look at all
next.
that hair.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. I'm going to abstain from going because I have to wait for Chris to show up here and do these things. So we're just
Okay.
gonna sit here.
I need to
I'm
put the
just kidding.
Jeopardy music on one of these
I'm
buttons.
just
sooner or
kidding.
later.
My name is Jason. I play the fabulous tiefling sorcerer Marty Shimmerwick.
And I am Joe. I'm the Dungeon Master for this Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign, where we are going to be jumping back into it. What I want to roll is a new thing tonight. Of course, Chris doesn't get to be part of this, but I want you guys to save versus recap, and whoever rolls the lowest gets to do the recap.
Which save?
Just a d20.
No, just a d20.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll just do that. I don't know if you have any special stat for recap. Your recap stat.
Ooh, I have better than Tusk right
There
now.
we
I
go.
rolled a
There we
3.
go. So a 3 and an 8.
Hold on, mine froze.
Oh, that's a fail. That's an automatic
That,
fail.
I think that is.
Fail.
That
No,
is.
wait.
That's a crit fail. That's a
But-
critical
Crit
fail.
But wait. There's more. Well, let's
Maybe.
see.
My computer actually works. So I'd like to roll with advantage, please.
Well, no.
Mine's all black.
Is it? Did it froze there, Aster?
Hold on. I got it.
All
Roll the
right.
thing.
We can do it.
Oh, if the dice gods are there, it'll be a 1.
There's a number. Oh, it's a 5.
Oh, it's a 5.
So guess what, Randy? Randy, you
Hey.
failed to save versus recap. Although if there was any realistic DC, everyone would have failed.
True.
But we're
sure.
going to have you, Randy, go ahead and give us a recap of our last session.
The party was wiped out by the end of the last episode.
All right. Now, this
All right.
episode.
All
Yeah.
right. So last time on Adventures from the Shed, we infiltrated the what are they called? Fiend Energy Potion, and we met 2 people at a table, and they were eating some weird soup. And Marty harassed them and was getting very violent with them. And Tusk was like, we're new employees. I'm gonna go check back here." And I found some barrels with previous experiments, and I took some notes of theirs, and then I planted some bombs that were about to come in use because they had sent for their leader to come and talk to Marty. And then Tusk set off his bomb. The place was on fire. There's some magical fake fire. Some people ran in. Some fake people burnt to death. And then we made our way after we chased them out of the place by Tusk turned into a werewolf into the factory where we convinced them to join our company. And they told us about this. Was it a elf or what was it that was on the little island hidden? Across the
Druid, an elf druid.
Druid.
Yeah.
The elf druid. And so we made our way over there, and that's where we left off.
Okay.
Wow.
Who remembers what happened with that safe that was in the floor?
We tried to move it. I remember that, and it was too heavy. And we were collecting keys, and we got like 2 out of 4 that we needed. I think it was.
Yep, and then they were going to have some of the workers that are now our workers move the safe for them because obviously Alset doesn't carry things, and it was too heavy at the time, and they both failed trying to pick the lock and get inside of it prior.
Okay. So going out to meet, let's see, we can actually do the view of our map here where we were last time. Going out to meet the druid out in the swamp, swampy area. So the 2 hydras are still out there, and they're just kind of neutral towards you now. They're not trying to eat you aggressively. They do still seem to be interested in your scent. However, you've got your fiend shirts, I believe. You put fiend shirts on so that they wouldn't harass you directly. You reach the hut. The grass and swamp stuff kind of covering this hut, and you meet the elf druid. So she comes to her door to greet you, and she is about 6 foot tall or so. Straight blonde hair, her ears kind of stick out of the hair on either side, and she is dressed like I guess think poison ivy. It's just like vines and stuff around her, no actual clothing, kind of. And she's just looking at you curiously, like, yes, what can I do for you?
Greetings. My name is Marty Shimmer. Perhaps you've heard of me, yes?
No.
Oh dear. All right.
Have you heard of Crimson Minotaur?
No.
Have you heard of Fiend Energy Potion?
Yes, that is my current employer.
Well, good news for you. That is no longer the case. You have been fired from this employer, and you have been, your contract has been assumed by the good people of Crimson Minotaur, of whom we represent. Allie, can you provide a free T-shirt for the young lady?
She'll kind of nervously hand a shirt over to the lady dressed in just vines.
Yes, there you go. I'm not saying that your vine look doesn't look smashing. It's fantastic, actually. You pulled it off very well. But we do have dress codes inside of our organization here. I'm sure that we maybe can be a little bit lenient with you. But welcome aboard. Yes, exactly. What is your name?
So
young...
she holds the T-shirt as if you had just handed her a dead rat, and slowly and deliberately puts it onto a pile that you can see in the corner. That is just a pile of what looks like Fiend Energy Potion shirts.
Oh well.
She just
at least you're putting it on top of the other ones here. That's very nice, old girl. All right. What is your name, young miss?
I do not use a name.
I see. So then, how should we refer to you?
You don't need to. You can just leave if you like.
All right. Well, again, shall we have our contract sent over to you for your continued employ with Crimson Minotaur Company?
Yes, you do that.
All right. Very good. Very good. Tusk, old man, can you please put this down in your notes to make sure that we send Elf Woman.
Elf Vine.
Elf Vine, yes. Viney. Viney is a good name.
Address 1 Swamp Hut.
Lady.
Yes, address small hut next to the Hydra. What are the Hydra's names? I hear that you're the caretaker of these magnificent beasts.
Yes, they are my pets.
Oh, very nice, very nice. What are they called here? That one in the middle here, the one with the snarling mouth.
We do not need names to communicate.
Oh, I see. What if I just called him Gerald? Is that all right?
If you like, he won't answer.
Because I have a smashing idea for their pictures on some of our new Crimson Minotaur merchandise here. I think a Hydra, or if that's what it is, I believe, would be very, very good marketing.
Perhaps. And just so you know, I hope I'm coming off as condescending as she actually is.
Yes, I'm oblivious to all of it here.
She just doesn't give a darn about
He knows.
you.
He just doesn't care. He's going to keep going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's how Marty is. He just keeps going until someone stops him.
Could you raise the stone bridge, I was told you were in charge of that.
Oh, it can be done with the slats on the wooden walkway.
Ah, were you the
You
one
have
who
to place
created
enough
these?
weight on it.
Were you the one that created these platforms that move up and down?
No, they hired an engineer years ago for
Oh,
that.
oh. All right, very good, very good. Are you interested in any dental or benefits? We've been again going over comprehensive.
Marty,
Yes,
Marty.
yes, dear. Yes.
I think she understands.
Oh, I'd just like to cover all the bases here. She seems to be a very unique individual here, and I'm certain.
She has the paperwork. She'll be fine.
Oh, all right. So fantastic. So I guess we'll see you at the company picnic then. Yes.
If Fiend is gone, as you say, then I think it would be best if you just left me alone.
Did Fiend do something to you that made you in their employ?
Partially.
Ah, well, those vagabonds are no longer in the picture here. So I mean, are you saying that you are voluntarily relinquishing your contract with us?
This is my home, and they intruded.
Ah,
but they did not bring any harm here, so I allowed them to stay.
I see. And you have no interest then in joining us?
No. You can send the, what did you say, contract, if you like?
Mm-hmm.
We'll let it up on that pile.
No, that is the shirt pile.
Oh, well, it is an impressive shirt pile nonetheless.
There's like 10 shirts. There's like 9 Fiend shirts and now Crimson Minotaur one on top. You guys came out on top. Hey.
That is true. I'm curious as why they kept sending you so many shirts.
They kept asking me to wear them. Not all interested. Right. It's not comfortable.
Oh, all right. What if we made you a viney outfit instead?
You could try.
I mean, not to again, to ruin your current look here. I mean, it looks fantastic.
Viney already has an outfit.
Well, I'm saying again, we can get it a little bit. We can add some of the Crimson Minotaur coloring on it, some of the facets. But never mind. I guess it might be time for us to move on. Yes, Ali, I'm seeing that look on your face that it's time for us to move on.
Ali just nods really quickly.
Alset, if you have no objections, please stay quiet.
All right.
Let's go.
I have no objections.
All right. Well, in that case, then, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you here. Here, please have some of this here, some reading material on Crimson Minotaur. And again, if you do decide to change your tune, look for some employment, please don't hesitate to write to us.
Here's a free sample of Crimson Minotaur as well. Give it a shot.
If you promise to leave, I will make sure you are not attacked.
Oh, well, that sounds like a smashing idea then. Shall we, everyone?
Yes.
All right, very good. Good day, elf woman, Viney.
Day.
We will see you hopefully soon.
We need to raise the bridge, right, for them to cross?
We just need to put some weight on it here. Tusk, I think that you're hearty enough to make that happen, yes?
And insofar as it might be possible to slam a door of long grass, she does so.
She seems like a charming young lady.
So one of those hermits, I think, would be a good way to put it.
All right. Well, I think that went smashing here. Looks like the rest of the crew is starting to make their way out of the lab, which is good because it looks like it's burning down nicely. Anything else?
Most of the upper parts down now, and it's just a lot of smolder and small fire down at ground level, and just about everything that is combustible is burned. So there's some metal and some stone around. But
I'll use thaumaturgy to make my voice like a megaphone, and I'll be like, Tusk, old man, where do you want the safe? Do you want them just to bring this back to our HQ?
Probably for the best, yes.
All right. And I'll yell out in a booming voice, please bring back that safe to the HQ and then follow us here to your new place of work.
Cool. They'll just go along with it. We've already got them convinced to join, join for the party at Crimson Minotaur. They're ready to be your laborers there.
Fantastic. Smashing. Absolutely smashing.
Sure.
All right, Ali, please make sure that you get all of their names for all the documentation, the paperwork, things like that here. We want to make sure we deliver this to our HR department. I'm sure they're going to be a little bit surprised we have such a bolsterous workforce showing up.
Excellent.
Yes.
So I can't remember for sure, but I think we did say that we were going to give Crimson Minotaur headquarters the lower part of Carstone, south side. That's when we had talked about that delivery gone awry. So if we just talk about being there next, we can jump right to that spot. And so the workers do bring along the safe and bring it to the headquarters. Mm-hmm. You get them set up however you like, get them on the right payroll, have them fill out their W-2s.
Mm-hmm. We take the next 3 months to do labor, to do paperwork.
It's orientation time.
Orientation time.
But
there's quizzes on my autobiography that they have to memorize.
Exactly. They have to read all the right magazines. Graphic novels.
I think has took 3 of them to be her cooking interns.
Don't forget the guide on talking to werewolves.
Yep. And then Tusk also, I think, appropriated some of them for his cruise ship that he is now in charge of.
Cool.
Who wants to be a werewolf?
Who wants to be a werewolf?
Yes. Well, the werewolf comes with extra dental because of the teeth factor, so
that's kind of funny right there. So with that, we're going to take the first time of arrival there. It takes some time, of course, to reach there, but you get there, you get the safe there, and how do you guys want to go about trying to get that sucker opened?
All right, Tusk. What do you think, old man?
Let's head to the end and see if either of those 2 gentlemen with the keys may have went there to go and drown their sorrows from their recent unemployment.
Interesting.
All right. Alan, what about you here? I mean, what do you think about this? I don't know if you are keen on safe cracking.
I can't say that I have much experience in that field.
So what, Randy, what underworld contacts might Tusk have? Or anybody in the group, really? Anyone except Chris, who's not here right now.
Where did we start out? Brieford? Yeah, Tusk might have went this way. He may have known some people that ducked in and out of the inn, and he did his usual arm wrestling competitions and probably got to know a couple of people.
I mean, how sturdy is this safe looking here? Do you think Marty would be able to assess its integrity?
Wow, let me see. Give me, let's start with an Arcana check. Because it is definitely sealed magically. That much we had determined.
That is a 24.
It's like Chris is showing back up. Nope, he walked away again.
Oh,
so close. Marty, you can tell it'll either take some powerful magic. I'm kind of pausing for a moment, let Chris get his headphones on there.
What I would say, though, Joe, is he'd be maybe a little familiar with the underbelly of
cool.
criminal organizations in Carstone.
All right, Chris, you with us?
Yes.
All right, let me put you on screen here. So that's Chris. Chris is playing Alset, Alekin the Gnome Warlock, right? Gnome Warlock. He's a gnome something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So what we were just talking about, what we did was the group grabbed. So first off, the druid lady just wanted to be left alone. So it was determined eventually to leave her alone. And the safe was brought by your new workers to your headquarters just south of Carstone for Crimson Minotaur. The safe is there. Tusk is gone to see if he can find anybody who might be able to figure out where the other 2 guys, Stan and the foreman, may have brought those other keys. And in the meantime, Marty is looking at the safe, trying to figure out if it might be crackable. And with a 24 Arcana check, Marty definitely knows that it would take some very powerful magic to break into it that way. And it, although not impossible, really highly improbable to use brute force.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like it would be hard to break. It's just protected by a lot of magic, I guess.
Well, it would be a more powerful magic than you have readily available to open it forcibly. with the right
montage.
keys, it should just
Could I
open.
dispel magic?
Yeah, as I say, can we dispel the magic?
No, not at your levels, at least.
Well, we can
Sad.
cast it at higher levels.
Training
We could also hire a thief, a highly trained thief, to break into it.
We're going to start with Tusk, who might know some of the seedy underground in this area. Tusk, go ahead and give me an insight roll. Let's see if we might be able to find somebody.
Not my best, but I'll give it a shot.
He's not really a people person.
Straight up 10, so middle of the road.
So what you learn is that both Stan and Foreman can be found in the area, but you don't get any specifics on where you might find them. That they have both passed through here in the time between the time you scared them away and now, which would be slightly longer because you guys would have taken longer to get back traveling as a group than the two people that were going this way.
All right, Tusk is going to throw back on his fiend shirt and go into the alley and wait for someone to pass by. That might look,
Just rough somebody up.
Fiendish.
Have you seen the warden? Have you seen Stan?
So in the meantime, Alset, Marty, Allie, did you want to try anything else to get into that safe? I guess what I would say is, as far as trying to cast something at a higher level, maybe a combination.
I don't know, Allie. Can you dispel this magic here? You are a very magical person.
I do have dispel magic.
Do you think it would work, old girl? Or
With your
Not by
24,
myself.
Marty, with Marty's 24, you're pretty sure that it isn't just one wizard that sealed this. It was like possibly a group, and that may
So
be
we
where
just
the whole
need
4
two more.
element thing comes in.
I see. All right. Well, I don't know.
It's fine. All you have to do is simultaneously cast a fireball, a ray of frost.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can do Ray of Frost here. Also, old boy. What about you? What can you do?
Oh, I already did a bunch of stuff to it. That's the problem.
But
I
not
think, well,
not the elements
here's the
all at the
thing,
same
It's
time.
with us at our headquarters, so we have all the time in the world.
That's
So
true.
how much of a rush are we to get this safe open?
Well, seeing as this is the last 2 games that we're playing, maybe a bit of a
Yeah.
rush. if you want to
Since
see
we're
what's
wrapping
inside.
it up tonight, I do want you to open it. I would just like somebody to figure out the right way to do it.
Now, I could again, and I've done this before. I'm sure.
I mean, I would try to get all my tools out and just try to,
I
go to town
can.
on it.
Allie, you're pretty strong. Have you been working out recently?
Of course.
All right. If you can formulate some sort of heavy chain that we can attach to the thing, we can attach one chain to Allie, and she can again pull, and then I can. Allie? I see your face here. I see your face, old girl. Let me finish. I can then morph myself into a large beast with a much stronger physique, and we can start to pull and try to rip the door off together. And also, old man, maybe you can formulate some sort of alchemicals that could weaken the hinges and then pop that sucker right off. What do you think?
Well, wasn't it said that brute force was not the way to go for this?
From what I
Don't we have
remember,
a couple keys already?
we have a couple of keys, so we turn those keys in, and then if those ones unlock something inside, and we
Right, we
pull enough with the other 2, we might be able to get the door off.
Let's try that.
That works with me.
Or all set. We have some quite corrosive elements inside of our Crimson Minotaur vats. We could just dump the safe in there for a while.
Yeah, but then we risk losing whatever's in the safe.
Well, that's why we watch it carefully. And as soon as it starts to look a little bit.
I don't want to do that. I'd rather rip the hinges off. That sounds good. Or just, pick the locks.
Oh, all right, Ali. I mean, how's Aster? Are you feeling fit? Are you feeling ready to try? You can try to cast. You'll dispel the magic first. You'll try to do it here. And then, as soon as you dispel it, we will try to yank and rip things off here. I wish Tusk were here. He seems to be pretty fit, but he's off doing something now.
Well, it just so happens that Tusk walks back by at about the time
Tusk.
that you're getting the chains ready.
Tusk, old man, welcome back here. How did it go? Smashing? Yes, you got the other
I
keys.
didn't find out too much information. I just know that they are nearby somewhere. I'm thinking about intimidating the one of the people who told me that they were nearby and seeing if I can get more information out of them.
Well, I mean, have you tried dropping my name around town? I mean, people know me. Well, they're probably more likely to give you information.
I am branded with Crimson Minotaur on my shirt here.
It's
but you
underneath
didn't
the
I threw
fiend
this
shirt.
fiend one over it.
But you did not get my face tattooed on your shoulder, like I said. That would have gone a much longer way in terms of notoriety.
And I told you, if you get my footprint on your butt, I will go in and put that on my shoulder.
I was fine with that. Yeah, we just
Nice.
needed to find a tattoo artist.
Nice.
Well, I can do tattoos.
Alistair.
Do you think your little fan that we just picked up already has a tattoo of you?
Oh yes, no, I assume that he has quite a few tattoos in me. All right. Anyways, Tusk, we were going to try to rip the door off this thing here with some chains that Alset was going to again provide to us here, and then Ali was going to dispel some magic on the safe right as we start to pull. If that sounds all right.
I guess. And if this doesn't work, we can go look for those two guys.
All
right.
right. Let's get some strength
All
and
right.
let's see.
I will down a can of Crimson Minotaur and I will polymorph myself
Nice.
into a massive hulking Godzilla-like looking lizard.
Chris, what would Alset use for this? I mean, you said you have the tool, any kind of tools, but anything
Well,
else?
I think for me, it would still be Arcana would be his technological skill.
Okay.
For me.
So you give me that one. We'll have Allie, Marty, and Tusk all roll strength.
Just straight
Okay.
up strength.
Yeah.
My strength as a polymorphed creature is much better, so let me go ahead and get that.
So
Almost
Alset,
critted.
yeah,
almost
Alset
critted.
definitely gets us started really well
I did
magically.
crit plus a 7.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Look at all
That's
these
so-
dice. Oh my God.
Ah!
Why?
Randy, how
What
many
happened?
times did you click it?
Wait, what happened? Why is this?
What's going on?
That's
Are
all.
you
That's
doing
all,
like,
Randy.
Something
Are you doing
glitched.
like-
I don't know. I didn't even get a chance to click the button, and it just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like
yeah, you did.
quadruple- Is that like quadruple advantage or something?
I have no idea what happened. No, look,
Um,
I clicked checks. I went to strength, and see, it's
Doing it again.
why is it doing that?
Gee, mister, you're really strong.
So you know what, Randy? It's making up for all the times you clicked and nothing happened. Now you're not clicking and everything's happening.
Yeah.
It's beautiful,
It's
man.
Strength. And it went away again, and now oh my God.
What did you
Jesus.
do?
It's broken. I don't know what's going on.
Tell you what,
just
I'm
pick
gonna
the 21.
scroll up to
Means we gotta get the average.
see if I can
I-
find the
I
first
rolled a-
Tusk
I
roll.
I rolled a natural 20 plus 7.
Yeah. All right. So regardless of all those numbers, Tusk is clearly a little confused at what he should be doing at this point. And I don't know, maybe he's just like, maybe he's jackhammering at it. And that's what each individual roll is just like, all right. You guys are able to, with the combination of your skills and efforts, you are able to rip the lid off of the safe itself. Inside the safe, you see what appears to be, first off, a slightly different employee list. So it has a lot of the same people, but then it also has a couple of new names that you don't recognize. And those two names next to them, one of them says driver and one of them says passenger. And then on a separate piece of paper, you notice there is a, good news. We finally got the shipment set up in the CM, in parentheses, containers, and it's going now towards Brieford, and they're really going to hate Crimson Minotaur after this. And that's the end of the message.
Okay. I'll lean down to everybody because I'm still a hulking monster, and I'll just be like, "What does it say? Read."
Well, I can't read.
Make words.
It says this one just Preferred, so I know that.
This
Alset.
that's Preferred.
It's like nobody can read except Alset, and Alset can read anything.
Yes, that's true.
So that's great.
Can Allie not read?
That's what she's playing
He's
at
too
right
busy
now.
laughing.
Yeah.
I
So-
used to think it was Crime Son Minotaur. So
Crime son.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
It's the child of a criminal who made it. And it was a minotaur. So
All right, so I'm going to see if this works now since I restarted. So, strength check, normal.
Hey, there's one die.
Hey, just one.
Nice.
Magic.
Well, hey, you made it, Randy.
Yeah.
Hey.
So all of the information that's in there, Alset, can you give me a roll to investigate documentation?
Oh,
So probably investigation.
All right.
yeah, I'm pretty good at that. Usually, we'll see what happens. Yeah,
I like
horrible.
the usually.
Well, because it's like I have high pluses, so it means I'm going to roll low.
Yeah.
That's what happens to me usually.
So you've got, yeah, exactly. So you've got, I mean, it's not too tough to figure out because there's enough documentation in there. It appears like the whole safe was containing the other set of books, if you will, right? The underside of the company. And you're able to piece together that the batch that the chemist told you, what was he? Thaddeus? Is that Thaddeus?
Yep.
Batch 27, the one he told you will make you fast and then kill you. There's indications of that in the paperwork that say that has been put into Crimson Minotaur containers and is being delivered to Brieford at a date that is approximately 1 week in the future.
Okay.
Why are you sweating profusely?
Why are you sweating? Good question.
That paper thing.
Paper.
Paper
So
thing.
it's a 1 week from today, or 1 week from
From now-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. So you would have time to get there. Possibly time to intercept.
What?
I'm,
Did this man just tell me he was hungry?
I'm just like I'm poking at your like backpack with my massive hand, trying to get.
All
Some of the
right,
baked
all
goods.
right. Just back up. If you put me in your mouth.
noms.
She'll take
it
one of
say
the
which-
big halfling scones out of the bag and just like.
Thank you.
Does it have information on if it was going overland or by ship?
Yep, it was
I
going.
know it said container, but like that, either way. I guess.
It was in. They put it in containers, and I mean, this is where I'm going to go with the 12, and that you didn't get a lot of full information, but it's in Crimson Minotaur containers. You do see that it was shipped overseas, and presuming the regular shipping route, it should end up near Legat, like where you guys first met the werewolf crew. It should sail into there and then go overland the rest of the way to Brieford.
Tusk, you have a way to contact, what's the name of the ship? Your boys?
Oh, there's several ships.
Your Harry
now,
crew?
right?
It just depends on which one that they have. I think
I'll unpolymorph myself at this
They
point.
need
in
to
time.
intercept. They need to intercept that shipment.
I shrink
we
down
have-
and am going to enjoy your scones. And thank you, Ali, for the scones. These look
we
delicious.
have one of the ships in our dock. We have the party boat with us.
Party boat.
Chances are the victory can probably get there faster.
It's a booze cruise.
They just need
Hey.
to slow them down, delay them as much as they can until we can get there and take care of business.
So what's going on here, Alset? I'm sorry, I did not understand very much when I was in my beastie form.
Basically, they're going to try to make Crimson Minotaur look bad by shipping batch 27, which is the one that makes you fast but kills you later. They've put that in the Crimson Minotaur cans and then shipped that out to Brieford to sully our reputation.
Marty becomes instantly like very serious, and he looks at Alset. He goes, "My God, Alset, this is the last thing that we wanted to have happened."
Can I assume, Joe, that I have telling stones in my boat or whatever they're called?
Sending stones.
Sending stones. So
Is
I
that-
can.
You're able to summon one of your ships as quickly as possible.
This is absolutely unacceptable, Alset, old man. We need to get there post haste to Brieford, and then I will turn into a giant eagle, and I will start to flap my wings. I will just simply grab Allie, and I'll grab Alset, and then I'll like kind of nod to Tusk to jump on my back.
Can you carry everybody?
I thought it was
I
just
would-
gonna be like you're
I
on
would
your
jump
own.
up there, but I might jump like 80 times. So let's just say.
How many D20s does it take to get onto the back of an eagle? How long can you do that?
I can I can cast it a few times, and then with my sorcery points, I can extend the spell. So I could go for a good chunk of times. With my current amount of spells and my spell points that I have, about 8 hours I could fly.
Okay, so I guess what we could do then with that is we could get you to a closer dock. Get onto
that would be as far as I could go at that point.
Yeah, so that could get you to a closer dock where one of the ships from Tusk's fleet is currently docked and waiting. So Randy, what would be the ship that you guys take?
It'd be called the Victory because that'd be the name of the ship that we took initially from there to travel with, and we won the Victory over the initial Alpha, and now it's called the Victory.
Being victorious and all, yes.
Yeah.
So you guys are able to fly there as quickly as a Big Eagle can carry you, and find your way onto the Victory. The crew on the Victory is partially a new crew because your original main guys have kind of split up between ships to, your first people are now running the other ships and this one.
They grew up so fast.
Yeah, they did. They grew up so fast. These werewolves.
Well, we did separate for like about almost a year or whatever it was, several months.
A year the one time and close to a year the second time. So it's been.
I'm sure you talked to them in the meantime. A couple of times.
I meant like the whole party did because a lot of us went out to the moon as close as we could get that one time.
The moon.
The moon.
So they're able to get you.
Tusk doesn't realize this, but I've secretly had his ship come and get me a few times and just sailed around to different speaking engagements during that year. So
there you go. And that that's an interesting thought that they would be part of your shuttle service for your marketing.
Right. You didn't notice 10% of your funds that you made disappearing overnight too.
It's all right. We've never paid Tusk a cent in the entire time he's been working for us.
The poor guy. Tusk is making all his money off his own ventures. Yeah.
Allie, one of these days we'll get paid.
Unpaid intern, yeah.
Allie's been getting paid secretly.
So, yeah, someday, buddy.
So it takes
Well, it'd be a crime as if you make me in charge of accounting, so I can look at all the money, but not.
There you go. It takes you guys a couple of days to get to where you need to be to disembark, and then travel overland towards Breeford. And actually, let me kind of bring our map over there. So you guys are welcome to move your tokens over, but you would be in this area down here at the water at this point.
Okay, so would you be long rested by that time then, or no?
Yeah, you would definitely, because you have a couple of days on the boat, and that's where I was going to say from here. Because
I was going to say, otherwise I'm out of spells and everything else.
From here now, Marty, and actually I'm pretty sure there was at least somebody else that was, it looks like Tusk was down hit points. Make sure you all take a long rest because we're about to do something that may require something that you've used previously.
All right, guys, I'm about to take a million long rests.
Hey.
As many as you need.
Well, you can sleep on the Eagle as we're flying, so you're fine.
There you go.
You can sleep if you want.
We'll only drop you maybe once or twice.
You can sleep if you want to.
You can
leave your friends. Oh, no, wait.
You can't. Marty's the only one who can do that.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. So we're going to, at that point, like I said, you disembark from the boat. You know that based on the timing, you can probably still intercept them, but you're going to be somewhat close to Breeford, and you might need to get there faster. So at this point, to your point, Jason, you've had the long rest. Do you want to use up some to try and intercept them and do another ride?
I'll open up to the people here. What do you all think here? Clearly, I think that we have the jump on them. They haven't made it to Breeford yet. I haven't had any news or disturbances in the force of feeling that Crimson Minotaur's name has been sullied, so I think we're all right for right now.
Yeah, based on the way word travels, by the way, you can presume that these people who are taking this shipment don't know what you've done to Fiend Energy Factory.
Yes.
One of us should at least get to Breeford to warn them to not allow anyone in case they get around us somehow.
I'll settle now. What do you think?
Do we have any people near Brieford to put like a blockade up ahead of time?
I mean, you have friends in Brieford, but you have to get word to them.
That's true. That's true.
And how about like
Allie had tried to train some of the guards the last time, or not the guards, but like the little whatever that they had going on in Brieford. If we want to, Allie can do the find steed thing, so she could try and get ahead to Brieford to warn them.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's two of us, because again, I would feel bad leaving one of us here by ourselves in case something goes wrong. Maybe two of us head to Brieford. Two of us go and try to slow down that shipment. What do you think?
Well, you two could probably fly there faster. Me and Alset could stand here and.
Well, come down, Tusk. You know that Alset doesn't stand.
Is there? No, that's for sure. Is there a way we could get a message to? Was it Lady Annan? Is that her name? The dwarven
Yep.
chick that runs the place.
Yes, Lady Annan.
To kind of give her a heads up, like this is what's coming, and it shouldn't be, touched. All that jazz.
How would you do that? So, I mean, we could take it a couple different ways. Any abilities that you guys have or know about, or as soon as you get off the boat in that Legat Bonrain area, that's where the ports were with marketplaces and such. So you might be able to find somebody who could send an owl or carrier pigeon or something.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for, something like that. I don't have anything on the other side.
I don't have anything that would reach out that far. Tusk, Ali, you don't have anything, do you, that could reach out to Lady Anon?
Nothing I can think of, no.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So we telepathic powers are limited on range.
All right. So then we can send a messenger hawk. Then what would the message read?
Prepare for battle. Here are some scones.
Oh yes, we can send it. We can send it with some scones. I mean, I'm sure. She did enjoy some of the food that we had there when we met her the first time.
She liked the way the scones went with her tea.
That's
Do
true.
not accept anything from Crimson Manitor. Sincerely, management.
I still have a batch of Crimson Manatee.
There we go. All right. So, also, you know her better than us. What do you think she would respond to better?
Don't open anything from Crimson Minotaur until we get there.
All right.
Okay.
You think that we should send a gift basket with it just to show good
I thought
faith?
the scones was going, but please enjoy
the scones and the tea.
Oh no, we can put the scones. We can get it.
While you wait, enjoy the scones and tea.
But if we're saying don't open anything from Crimson Minotaur, and then we're giving her a Crimson Minotaur gift basket.
Yeah. Now
she opens it. It was a test.
This messenger bird can only carry a note and maybe one small item. So.
Do they have any larger birds here that we might be able to procure?
No,
like an albatross. Today.
They're all out on messages already. They're doing parcel delivery now.
The gift basket just has a note in it that says, "What did I just say?"
Yeah.
Fine. So a note and maybe one scone.
Yeah.
One scone.
All right, fine. Allie, pick out your best scone, please, dear.
She'll dig through and find the one she's most proud of.
The one that looks like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's
Abraham
that?
Lincoln.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, Aster.
Do not eat this in a theater.
Yeah.
Oh
no! That was a good shot.
Ouch.
Hey-o.
Ouch.
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
So the hawk goes on its way. So as it flies off in the distance, you see it's headed towards Brieford, and now on foot, at your speed, best speed, you should be able to intercept them before they reach Brieford. If you have a way to move faster, kind of like you did to get to the boat, you might be able to get them faster.
I think that we're okay right now. We'll intercept them before they get to Brieford as we are.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
take the main road. So.
I mean, yes, we can always probably. I mean, I can. If you want to if you want to find your steed, maybe you and Alset can ride the steed here, and then because I'm not sure how big the steed is that you all bring, since you are of shorter stature. I don't know if it's a smaller steed.
Oh, no.
What up, Shorty?
Oh, I had no idea. I mean, maybe I thought, but anyways, and then Tusk, old man, I can polymorph myself into an eagle or something like that here, and we can ride with them faster.
Sure.
There you go.
Fine.
Unless you want to carry me, Tusk, and just run.
What's with you and having me carry you?
I feel very safe in your arms, Tusk. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they're so hairy.
Yes, I'm not
Sorry.
carrying you until you pay me.
Fine. I give him 2 gold pieces. There you go.
I'll pay you right after I carry you. Promise.
There you go. Don't spend that all in one place there,
Yeah.
Tusk.
All right, so I'm going
These
to
are going over your eyes when you die.
I'm going to activate a new scene for us. And let me zoom out on our map here.
All right, so I'll mark off a spell for being an eagle.
Yeah. So it takes you guys a day, but the time that you make, you are approaching. I guess technically I should have put these guys on the other part. Let me move this quick. But this should actually be down here. They're
Oh,
coming
we're too late.
yeah, we're done. They're headed northeast. So from the air, as you're flying in, Marty, you see off to the northwest a horse-drawn wagon with 2 people in it. And these people are dressed in Crimson Minotaur attire, although you know this is not a Crimson Minotaur wagon. But they are dressed in the right delivery clothing. The horses they're using are not standard for Crimson Minotaur. You normally use oxen to pull the carts. And in the back of it, there are a couple of casks with the Crimson Minotaur logo and a whole lot of cans. And these cans, because you are flying like an eagle to the sea, as Bridget just pointed out, you're from the sea. Eagle. Yeah. But with your sharp eagle eyes, you can see that the logo is slightly printed off. It's askew. They didn't put labels on correctly.
My God.
Yeah, you can tell that this is not genuine, but it would take the keen eye of an eagle to notice this. And, of course, being Marty.
Yeah, I'm fluttering my wings furiously, trying to let Tusk know what's going on. As a giant eagle, I can't speak, so
He can squawk furiously.
yeah, I'm just screeching furiously at if there's a feathers like flapping into your face right now, Tusk, because I'm seeing this.
Drop me on the wagon.
I was just going to say, at this point, let's talk about how you guys want to approach that. First off, you want to tell
I like it. I like the
Alset
surprise.
and Allie?
I'll fly over him, and then I will do. Is Allie on her steed, her giant steed?
Alset and Allie should be on the horse, yeah?
Is it a steed or is it something
that-
else, Allie?
Yeah, what did you get? What did you get us?
It's a big
Yeah.
war horse.
Just a Bugatti or something?
It's a
Is it a
Bugatti.
Bugatti. It's a Bugatti.
It's a
Yeah.
camel. You're both on a
It's
hump
intelligent.
each.
Nice.
I don't get a camel as an option.
It is an Italian
Oh
war
Oh my god, I
horse.
do. No, I
Yeah.
get a camel. I get a
Yeah.
camel as an option. Never mind. It's a camel.
A camel. Okay. So there you go.
All right, so we show up looking
I
like
get
Lawrence
front
of
hump.
Arabia.
One on each hump.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys are arriving on the scene. The first one to see this is Marty up in the air with the eagle eyes. And then, I don't know, you could shrug to make Tusk look over there, however you communicate that. But let's
if Tusk
get,
like taps on my head and like points down, I'll fly over
Yeah.
to drop him off on it.
I want to hear how you approach it so I can determine if you have, surprise at this point.
I start to fly up.
Yeah.
I would say if Allie, if you could just like get in the way to make him stop, kind of thing. We're the distraction,
Oh, we're cutting in line. I got it.
Yeah.
So I'll fly up about 80 feet in the air as high as, and then I will just look back with my bird head at Tusk and wait for him to give me the signal of when to drop him.
Just gives a thumbs up.
Give me just to
And
see
then I'll
if you guys
then I'll
get.
just barrel roll.
I'm going to see just to see if you guys get a surprise round here. What I'd like to do is give you give me a stealth roll. Just straight up stealth, I guess, and
Okay.
I'll use that against their passive perception.
Who's rolling
Which
stealth?
is that? Okay.
Jason is.
Me. Well, is it me and him, or is it?
Well, just you to start, because the first thing they would notice is the big old bird with an orc on it.
Gotcha. Okay, so let me go ahead and roll.
That's
in there.
not abnormal.
Exactly.
Half orc. Come on, Jim.
Yeah. The big old bird with a half human on it.
Oh.
The 10. 10.
Raining werewolves.
Okay, so then what we're
That's
going
the
to
plan.
do is we're just going to
Werebomb.
roll initiative and jump into that because they have a 13 passive perception. They're going to notice before you get there. So
Yeah.
let me, let's do that. Give these guys some initiative. And I have them listed as driver and passenger.
No.
Oh, actually, the horses shouldn't have been in there. I had them all selected. That's my mistake. Let me remove them. Remove. They're just horses in this case. And the cart does not have an initiative. That's what you get for selecting everything and then clicking the button. All right. So we have from here, they've noticed, here's the way we're going to play it. They've noticed you, but they haven't seen Allie and Alset yet. I don't have an initiative for Allie.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right.
Okay. Let me open this up on the other screen to get that sucker over there. And I'm gonna click begin, and that's gonna put us at, hey, that works out because Allie and Alset are up there. Let me
Hey.
Noise.
So this works out the way I wanted to describe it. So the two in the cart notice the big bird, big bird, with the half human on it.
Hey,
And,
fellas.
And does not notice the horse and riders. I'm sorry, the camel. Camel and riders approaching. So because of that, Allie and Alset, you will get to act first. They just don't notice you yet. They're about to, depending on what you do, of course.
I'm gonna cast this. I'm gonna cast the spell, so I don't really want anybody in that area right now.
Do it.
So the only person you have to notify for that is Allie, because Allie's the only one even close enough. At this point, as Jason had described, the eagle has climbed up to about 80 feet. That's when they noticed the eagle, and that's bam when we started initiative.
So I don't know what Alistair's intentions are, but I would say like no melee until I cast a spell, which you can hold your turn I guess if you need to.
Yeah, we can just have you be the one that goes first. As soon as we get close enough, you can do your thing, and then she can get ready.
So do you guys just want to switch order?
Yeah.
Well, we're both at the same initiative. I think she just gets the bump because of Dex, probably.
That's a good point, yeah. So for now, let's just go ahead with Alset, and then after that, Allie, you can take your turn.
Okay.
All right, so I don't know how this is going to work in here.
Uh-oh. That's a good way to start. I don't know
Good
how
start.
this is going to
Great
work.
start. I've always wanted to know what this does. Ooh.
I'll zoom in a little
let's
on
see
that.
if it's okay. There we go. Oh my god, this is why. Let's put it over here, I guess, because it has it.
Oh no!
It's 60 feet. I don't know why. It seems like it's a little bit insane.
I don't know why it's making the cart. It's putting the cart before the passengers.
Yeah, kind of weird. Okay. Let's see if this damage is correct on here.
That's a big circle.
That's a damn big circle, bro.
I guess it's correct.
Just for now, let me move the cart so we can see the people.
That's a scary circle.
Yeah, that's a
right,
very
yeah,
large
half,
area
okay.
of effect, Chris. Is this envelop
It
the
says-
world or?
Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's doing it because. Oh yeah, that's weird. So originally
Hello?
it's supposed to be a 60-foot. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's originally supposed to be a 60-foot diameter, but my range is 150. I don't know if it's weirding things out because I have that double. My range is doubled on stuff. So I don't know if it's trying to do that.
Well, 60 is still big.
Yeah, it's a 60-foot sphere, so yeah, that's about right in terms of.
It seems pretty big. I gotta really move it off the screen so I don't.
It's 60 from the center
only
to the outside.
It doesn't hang out. I mean, it's usually as soon as it's done, it's done. But yeah.
I mean, I just counted the dots in there. I mean, each square is 5 feet, 60-foot radius. That's as big as it is.
All right.
It's just a big old circle.
It's outrageous radius.
Well, I guess. So then.
Hey-oh.
Oh.
So it's necrotic damage. It's a Constitution save, and Failed is just half, half damage.
All
Constitution
right.
save.
Let me do a saving throw
Circle
for
of
that
Death.
guy.
I wanted to use this for a while, but I didn't get a chance to do it because it takes up so much.
All right, so that guy did a saving throw, but the other guy didn't pop up. Let me do a saving throw for him. It was Constitution. I only got a pop up for the one guy. Let's get the
Maybe
other
because
guy.
he was the only one targeted, but I don't know. And I guess the horses will have to make the save. Sorry, buddies. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, poor horses.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
And all right, so he is going to
horses.
take half of that. 28. So let me just reduce his hit points. All right. So that I just did that. Click the button.
Do it.
All right, there we go. Got it. Okay. So they have both been injured. I don't know why that guy's injured more than the other. How much did you roll? Oh, I put the wrong thing. It's 14. They're supposed to take 14.
Yeah.
I put
was gonna say, it's only
28.
28.
That was my
Yeah,
mistake. So let me go back 14 there. They should match. Good. No, he is
I'll get rid of
barely
this.
injured, not injured. Okay. So after that, we're saying Allie is going to go next. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I'll just
Get rid
go
of
back
this thing.
one, and then I'll skip to the other guys. So
All
can
right.
we remove that template now, Chris? It was just a one-time shot.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought we were gonna have to navigate around that.
I should be able to. If you can't, I can select the template and hit delete there.
Yeah,
Marty,
good
drop
job.
me in the death circle.
Got it.
Mhm.
Done, yeah. Yee. Allie.
All right.
All right. Which way is the cart going, or was it going?
It's going northeast.
Okay.
Oh, hey, did both horses make it?
Yeah, what I'm going to have is shortly when it's their turn, they're going to try and bug out. The horses are going to try and bug out. I'm just letting the horses take the damage.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. They're just not in initiative, so it makes it more difficult to keep an eye on them.
Fair enough.
Go ahead,
All right.
Allie. Oh, the other thing is a riding horse only has 13 hit points. So guess what? You're just going to kill both of them. Well done, Chris.
That was kind of the plan. That wagon's going nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. I don't know how fast that camel goes.
Yeah, I gotta be stuck with you on the wagon
Ouch.
or the camel.
I mean, you can leave, sir. Okay.
Well, I can't roll off the camel.
I mean, you can try. It
Yeah,
might just
I'm not
hurt a
go-
little bit.
Yeah, I'll wait.
That's what you get for your attitude, sir. I let you on my camel. Okay. So I can't maul them from here, but I can throw spears at them.
I
Let me
bet
make
you
sure I actually
can.
target first. Don't say that. My dice are gonna be like challenge accepted. Spear. And we said versatile is two-handed, not
If you use it
Either
with
or.
two hands, you roll a higher die, essentially.
can I throw with two hands? Okay.
It'd probably be more awkward to try and throw with two hands than one.
Nah.
Yeah.
Do we get advantage because they haven't seen us yet?
As soon as you say it, now I'm going to believe you. How about that?
Hey. You're both fired. Oh, hey.
Well, you hit the driver. Just so you know, they're not holding shields or anything, and it looks like, if anything, they might be wearing some leather armor underneath the Crimson Minotaur delivery uniform.
Fair enough.
So they're not well armored.
Whee.
Driver is now injured.
Hold on. I have 2 attacks now.
Hey, how many spears you got?
2.
Well, there you go then. That's convenient.
Yeah. Until after the second one, then you're like, well, that's all.
Well, you can make it over there and pull the one out of that one guy.
Yeah. Ouch.
That hits.
Well, I just saw a
15
little
hits.
spear travel.
Yeah, that's why I freaked out the first time. I didn't know it had like a little a thing.
Oh, the little animation?
Yeah.
Yep. I put those in actually a few sessions ago. It just hasn't come up that often, so it's neat. It's a cool little animation thing, though.
Okay, that's it for me.
All right, so if you're done, Alset was done. Now we go to the passenger, who is now going to, now that he has seen and been attacked by y'all other two, he's going to train his crossbow at Allie, who had just hit him with a spear.
Twice. 2 spears.
That he is going to target you and shoot his light crossbow and miss.
Hey!
And then he is going to be reloading his crossbow. Next is Tusk. So Tusk and Marty, I don't know, you guys can kind of act together the way we just did with Alset and Allie if you want, since you are both on the same mode of transport.
Yeah, I think I'll have to hold until Marty gets closer because I'm not going to drop any feet.
So how
So
do you...
if you have to try to convince me to drop lower, then
Yep.
how you want?
Marty, down.
Marty, down.
I'll just kind of do it. I'll fly up. I'll swing around, and I'll just start to just fly down very, very quickly.
Dive
Okay.
bomb.
So you're going to Tusk bomb them?
Yep.
Hey.
And then I'm going to keep going down and down and down right until the last second and lift up here. So whenever Tusk wants to time and jump off.
As soon as I feel
Alrighty.
him jerk, I'm going to let go, and hopefully one of them's below me.
Well, let's find out. That seems kind of dexterous to me. Acrobatics?
Going to go for a save, or are you going to go for a skill?
This would be a skill check to see if you're on target with your movements. I guess
Can I
what I would
intimidate the
do
foe?
is let me do this first before you roll. Let's have a roll from Marty. Same idea. Acrobatics. See how well your aim is, and then we'll see if we can use your roll or Tusk's roll. You're both going to roll, and we'll see who has the higher one. But acrobatics from both Marty and Tusk.
Yeah, 16 with the eagle stats.
15.
15.
So
I thought this was gonna be a
together,
1.
together
close.
you guys are successful because that gives you a 15 and a half, right? And his armor class is 15. So Tusk, you are going to hit him right on. Which one do you choose, the driver or the passenger? And the only significant difference between them is one was holding the reins for the horses that are now dead.
Which way did you swoop towards?
I was sweeping down right over him. I'm a giant eagle, so I cover both.
Yeah.
And you're bugging which direction when you swoop back up?
I'm going straight back up.
Oh, just straight back up. Okay. I guess the less hurt. What is that? Passenger?
Yeah, if it
Yeah.
helps, one of them has 2 spears in him. So
Yeah.
you may not want to land on that.
Passenger then is.
Okay. So we're going to
I will
start
land on
with,
him.
using you as a projectile. Now, do you want to do this as, you describe to me how you want to do it. Are you leading with a weapon? Are you...
All right, so I let go of him and I full on wear form right away and just stick my claws into whatever I'm landing on.
Fantastic. So let's roll the damage that you would normally roll for that. And we will add in, let's say, I don't know, Jason, what sounds good from a giant eagle dropping you? What do you want to add in, like a D12 maybe? We don't
How
roll
much does
12s
Tusk
often.
weigh?
A D12 works.
Yeah, let's add a D12 onto that.
Tusk is a good 200 pounds, something like that.
D12 sounds good.
I guess unarmed strike, right?
Well,
It's your werewolf stats
Yeah.
or
You have
whatever.
like claw.
yeah, we didn't really, the stats weren't put in for claws. It's more about how Tusk becomes resistant to damage.
Yeah, it's more about the form itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
So,
guess
yeah,
I'll
let's do that. Go ahead with unarmed strike, and we'll add a D12 to it.
All right.
Let's have, because Marty was more accurate in his aim, let's have Marty roll the D12.
Okay.
All right. So
So you hit.
Automatic.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, you hit definitely already because that
Okay.
was your roll to be on target. And now we're just going to roll the damage, and we'll add 10 to whatever you roll.
All right, 15 altogether for both Marty and Tusks.
All right. So we're going to reduce him by 15, and that makes the passenger injured. All right. So now go ahead, Randy, and move your token right next to him.
I'm going to look up at both of them and say, you both are fired from your jobs. There's no business anymore. So either drop your weapons, surrender now, or die.
That's a lot to say after you just dropped on them from a giant eagle. So
I didn't do the flying
they
part.
need a moment to process that while Jason's going to take Marty's turn here.
So
go
I mean,
ahead.
does that count as my attack action, dropping him off? Or
We're going to count that as your move.
okay. All right. So then, since I've used my movement then to get all the way down here, I will
Yep.
simply make my multi-attack as an eagle with a beak and a talon attack to this guy.
The driver or the passenger, top or bottom?
The driver.
Okay.
So let me just go ahead here now.
Now, if you have them targeted, it's going to work anyway, but it just
Okay.
lets
All
me
right.
know.
I just want to make sure. Okay. So
Yeah.
that is a +5 to hit. So that is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
And that is.
It looks like you didn't have them targeted, but that's okay.
I did, but I had to roll with the manual roll versus my attack.
Oh,
rolls
because you're an
I'm
eagle.
using- I'm
Yes.
using an eagle, yeah.
It doesn't automatically switch your stuff.
So that's 6 points with the beak, and then the talon attack will be next.
Okay, so let me do the 6.
As an eagle, are you very talented? Oh, guess not.
Oh, and that's a miss. That's a serious miss with the
All
with the
right.
talons.
I'm not very
Natural.
talented.
Natural one with the talons.
Were you
unfortunately.
planning
You're
to
fired.
drop the form as part of your turn, or were you just attacking and that's it?
Just attacking him as an eagle? Yeah.
All
I
right,
guess your first attack reached its beak.
so we're going. Thank you, Randy.
Fired.
We're
Ooh,
going
fired.
to. Is that the end of Marty's turn?
Yeah, that would be the end of my turn. I used all my movement to get all the way down and use
All
my
right.
attacks, and then that's it.
Just wanted to make sure. Then the he's going to take a swing at the eagle. What is your AC as an eagle?
13.
All right. So I'm going to make the attack with a short sword, and we'll just see what happens here compared to your normal. So what number did you say it was? Sorry.
13.
13. So that's actually does hit. I guess 13 is your regular AC anyway?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my regular AC too. Yeah, I have the same AC as a giant eagle.
So it hits,
Okay.
and
Con
these
save.
guys, if you remember, part of the guy that you worked with, the unseen guy, not worked with, fought against in the mines. The unseen guy had this sword that inflicted poison, and that's that Constitution saving throw, and that's what you get here.
Saved
Okay.
20.
So you did save. That's good. So that means you take less damage. All right. So when that sword hits you, you do feel that poison coursing into your birdie veins and your hollow bones, and it definitely is hurtful. And as his second, the second thing he does is he grabs one of the cans of the odd Crimson Minotaur, and he opens it and chugs it. And you swear as he's chugging it, he starts to move almost like a blur.
Love that
Okay.
man.
How much
Allie.
damage? How much damage was that? It was
It should have been reduced already.
It didn't on mine at least. I didn't see anything.
Okay, it looks like
Oh,
it
right,
should have
did.
been.
I'm sorry. You're right. It did.
Yeah, it wasn't much. It was actually a crappy hit.
Okay.
So,
And then I got to make a cons. Yeah. I maintain concentration as an eagle. Okay.
cool. Well, that says Constitution ability check. Yeah, concentration, just Constitution. Duh. Anyway, Allie, we're back to the beginning, and it's up to you to see what happens next.
Heal up. You know, and I'm just gonna stay on the camel. We're just gonna just kick Alset off the camel. It's fine.
Is
movement then. for
yeah,
me,
if Alset is still on the camel, he's just going to move with you, and that won't be part of his
yeah,
movement.
that totally works for me.
Okay. Can we tell by looking at it that it's the same kind of sword from the mine?
Yeah, it has the same blackened blade that the others had. Yeah, so it seems like a a fiend energy potion corporate weapon.
Okay. She is going to take out her maul and with her first attack try to kind of like aim for his hands and try and get him to like drop it.
Okay. Is there an actual disarm thing in 5e? I think a fighter can get that, but I don't know if there's, aside from a fighter's maneuver, I don't know if there's a disarm thing.
It might be like a feat or something, but I haven't seen anything on my sheet.
Well, let's see what happens when you hit him really, really hard with your big ass hammer.
Yeah, it's just it's a fighter. It's a champion move that you can try to do to disarm them.
Okay, maul attack.
Do you have him targeted? Did you have him targeted?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I still have to hit the attack button.
Maybe. It should roll the attack if you had him targeted, but go ahead and hit the attack, and we'll make it happen. Don't you fret none.
Hey. There we go.
Drop the hammer.
Drop the hammer.
Drop the hammer.
It's time for action.
Advantage for flanking?
Advantage for attacking. Go ahead and attack.
Oh.
Nice.
There you go. So we're going to make that a critical hit. That poor fella.
Okay.
Was this the guy that drank the...
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to see if he lives through this.
Ooh.
No, apparently he is now dead.
Well, mission accomplished. The weapon's out of his hand.
I like how this this notification lets you guys know right off the bat.
Yeah.
You hit him.
Driver's now dead.
He is now dead.
Ouch.
His hand's been obliterated.
Yeah. So not only did he drop the blade, but I think his hands might still have been on it when it fell.
Drank
to
the
the
can.
ground.
They're just in
Looked
it
up
now.
and just
Yeah.
died.
Yeah. Poor
She's
guy.
just gonna look at him and go, "Oh, all right," and then turn to the other one.
So you moved
you know what?
and had one attack. I think you still have another attack.
Yeah.
While he was pounding the drink back, she just mauled the drink straight down his throat.
Just he's choking on the
Hey.
can to death. It looks like you just selected them all. There you go. Oh, and you missed.
She was so surprised that
Not so.
the
Yeah.
first one.
You're taken aback by the damage you did to the first one, and now let's see what Alset can do to the passenger here.
That one's
Right.
not considered flank because it's not on the other side, right?
Well, if
Yeah,
he's
you
getting
know,
attacked,
whatever.
he's considered flanked by somebody else, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what Chris says is he's doing and how it works out.
Well, I'm
Like,
going to shoot
With
an
the
Eldritch
maul
Blast.
attack, is I was just saying.
I'm going to shoot Eldritch Blast at him.
Let's do that.
So I'm assuming I still get flanking.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Sure.
all right.
Blast him, blast
Yay.
him.
If I could find it in the list here. Here we go.
That one.
You can do it.
Get him.
Well, see, I guess it's a good thing you had the.
Hey!
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
If the 10 was the first one to stop rolling, it was going to hit. So that
Nice little
works.
shot.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
So you got him.
Nice.
All right, 8 damage done to him. What else you got?
That's
Nothing.
it.
I
I'm going to hop
got
off the
nothing.
camel, though. I'll hop off onto the, behind the wagon here.
All right. So the that guy swings his sword at Tusk, who is right in his grill. And just landed there like a bomb. Let's go. You know what? First, he grabs a can of the Crimson Minotaur that they have there and chugs it. So the Crimson Minotaur. What would you call it, Jason? You're muted though.
Minifo?
What would you call fake Crimson Minotaur?
I mean, they were trying to be as clever as they could, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Scarlet Bull.
yeah, and I just imagine it would be just misspelled instead of Crimson Minotaur, spelled. It would just be completely
With a
misspelled
K.
with a K. Crimson Minotaur.
Or they spelled it like minute, like the word minute, and then the word or after it.
Yeah, Minotaur. No, it's terrible. This branding and this marketing is horrible.
Just horrible, yeah. All right, so he's going to attack Tusk and hit for 7, plus you should probably have a pop-up for a save.
Yeah, save a Constitution. Is that a magical weapon, by the way?
It is, yes.
Magic.
Okay, so I'll take full.
It is magical and poisonous.
Poisonous.
I will take full damage, but I will save against the poison.
I mean, you rolled a 20 to save. Well done. So you didn't take much, that's for sure. Your health bar barely ticked. But after he chugged that, it's like he swung, and you didn't realize you were hit until after he was finished swinging, and he's coming with a backswing, and you realize you got a little cut from the first one, and he is attacking you again.
Ooh,
Ouch.
harsh.
And that's going to hit
Yep.
with 6 more damage there, plus whatever you get from the save, which you
20.
got, apparently.
I have a good Constitution save.
Oh, yeah, and that's good. I mean, you should. Although I think you failed it when we were fighting in the mines.
Yeah, probably.
We learned from our mistakes.
There you go. All right, so his turn is going to be done. Tusk, go for it.
Okay, so the start of my turn, I will generate 1d12 plus con mod hit points at the beginning of each turn. So
Yep.
I'll first do that.
I think you're only down by like 8 anyway, right?
Well, still.
Yeah.
12 plus my con mod.
Yep.
I don't know.
So you're going to
More
heal
than
up all
8.
the way, I'm sure.
Constitution is a plus
You are,
so
you are,
16.
you're,
So
yeah, you're already full back up to health.
yeah, already back full. I'm going to then drop it because a bunch of other things I might hit walked near me, so they're in range.
That's a good
So-
point. That could have been interesting.
I'm going to shift around this guy, but not leave his range, and then put the form back on because he said I could drop it and put it back on. So, at one point, last campaign.
It's per encounter, really. So,
Oh, so I'll just attack him normally then.
okay.
Regardless.
I'm sure you can get him.
brained.
You guys
Yeah.
are ready to gang up on this guy and pick his number for the lottery. He's done.
I'm guessing he's flanked.
I'm guessing he's probably dead. Let's find out. There. All right, so 21 definitely hit.
I did not select that. My bad. All right.
Go ahead and
Great
roll.
axe.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh, holy crappy damage,
All right,
Batman.
I will use my second attack.
So that's 5. Go ahead with your second attack. He is now badly injured, though, so there you go.
All right. That can't possibly be a second one, right? That's better.
I like how you worded it. Can't possibly be as bad as my first attack.
And since I'm not in rage mode because I was using wear form, I have no special anything else. I just
Okay.
have my extra attack.
Well, let's see
So,
what Marty the Eagle wants to do with this guy.
That'll be it.
I'll just keep attacking the guy who's in front of me, the driver.
The driver is dead.
Oh, he's dead. I thought he was still alive.
No, it said dead. When Allie hit him, it said dead. I did not
Okay,
put
there's
the.
there's no little skull next.
I
to
got
him.
it now.
44 damage, baby.
Got it. Yeah.
All right, well then I will just move over slightly here, and then I will just attack
Yeah.
this guy. And that will be a talent attack first, which is a 22,
Nice.
Very good. That definitely hits.
and that is 8 points of damage with the talons. And then I'll make my second attack with my beak, and that is only an 8, so that's a miss. And then I will use my movement just to fly straight up again, about 80 feet.
Okay. So Marty is up in the air, and we're going to go to Allie.
Yep.
Maybe Allie gets to
Wow.
finish this one off.
Dun dun
Dun dun.
dun. It's actually target.
We're going to need a bigger paladin.
No, I'm a perfectly fine size. I got the other one.
Yeah.
I'll get the stretcher device.
Did she say fun size?
I think she said fine size, but fun size too. She's snack
Fine
size.
size.
It's a snack size paladin.
Wait, snack?
No.
Everything's snack size in
Yeah.
Tusk.
That's true.
14
fire.
misses.
I mean, it's 7 feet tall. So.
Both fire.
AC is 15, so you're gonna have to attack again.
Okay. Okay. One more.
That was with advantage, right?
Yeah.
That one was, yeah. They
Yeah.
were just both bad.
Well, with all that, you were just 1 point off, though.
There we
Oh,
go.
that one hits. 23 hits, definitely.
Okay.
Kill him. Kill
Kill
him.
him. Kill him. Kill him. That's the paladin's war cry in this case, right? Oh,
Actually,
you know
didn't
what?
establish.
I'm gonna give it to you. That one's close enough. Let's do.
Hey.
Hey.
You
Yeah.
left him at 1 hit point, so we're just gonna we're gonna mark him as dead. Our noble paladin has beaten both of these guys to death, and with a big old hammer. Where
From a camel.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the combat here, and we will now continue with y'all just investigating the scene.
Allie's gonna lean down and take her spears out of the first guy.
Recovery of spears. Done.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. From high up, Marty's gonna look around and see if there's anybody else making their way towards here that might be fake Crimson Minotaur people.
Give me a perception check, please.
All right, I have advantage on that.
I was
as a
going to say,
giant
let's
eagle.
just definitely do it with advantage, especially as an eagle.
Okay, and that is a +4 to that. So that is a 29.
29. Nice.
So the distance you are from Brieford actually lets you fly up a little bit higher and see all the way essentially to Brieford, and there's nobody else on the road. You have a very clear path.
All right, I'll fly down then, and I'll land and just kind of look at everybody and pop back into Marty. Ah, very good. Good show, Ali. I saw that. That was quite a smashing performance you gave to that old chap there. What have we learned about what these two nefarious creatures were up to?
Pun intended.
No pun intended.
Did she smash them with her
Speaking
maul?
of pun, we have one on the screen that Marty is so talented. All right, so we've got that one. That's nice.
Absolutely.
Excellent. We love that.
For
So we said the cans of Crimson Minotaur that they had were from one of the bad batches from Thaddeus.
Yes. Alset, old boy. You take a look at those cans there. I mean, those are the ones that we found that they were brewing at the lab. Yes.
Yeah, batch 27. That's what Thad said.
Yeah,
they have a manifest here. They got any information on them?
So the first thing for Alset is you notice the smell from the cans. Remember when you were with the chemist, with Thaddeus, he pointed to one and said, "Don't drink that." When you took a whiff of that one, this is the same smell. There's a
Quite pungent.
Yeah, there's a distinct, it like even when you breathe it in, it makes you like hyperventilate for a second. It just makes everything feel faster. And so that happens. And now, as far as the manifest goes, it is just like the cans, Marty, you notice they have Crimson Minotaur stationery, but it's printed slightly off. It's a copy of a copy that they grabbed from somewhere, kind of thing, and it's not as clear as an original. It's almost like a faxed copy.
Look
of
at
your
this, Marty.
manifest.
Comic Sans.
I know.
Comic
Yeah.
Sans fonts. What were they thinking?
Listen, I mean, if you're going to try to imitate us, at least do perhaps some pride in your work here. This is the shoddiest imitation I've ever seen.
And this is one where excuse me, if they had gotten to Brieford, it would have just been accepted because it looks close enough to Crimson Minotaur. The manifest where they would have had to sign on the line, it looks close enough. Unless somebody was actually applying any kind of scrutiny to it like you guys did, they wouldn't have noticed. You know what's going on. So you're able to pick apart all the little oddities. You can find all 7 things that are wrong with this picture, right? And no question about it whatsoever. You know the difference.
Oh my goodness! Look at this here! Also, the horn the horns invert upwards at a 90-degree angle instead of a 75-degree angle. I mean, this is just shoddy work here.
Yeah, and the
all
nose
7,
runs on,
and we'll
not
watch
even
them
in there.
fall.
I mean, look at this! Look at the color of the Crimson Minotaur logo here. It's not a maroon 17; it is a burgundy 15. I mean, this is horrible,
Yes.
old man. This is horrible.
It's funny right there. That was very good, Jason. Thank you.
Tusk
all
is
right.
going to go through their rations.
Their rations? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all
He's
right.
hungry.
All right, Allie.
They are carrying some jerkied venison.
Ah,
That's pretty good.
yeah. Allie, old girl. As
Just
you're
starts eating.
yes, as you're pulling your spears out here, anything interesting on the drivers?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just admiring my work.
That was quite honestly maybe some of the most impressive skills I've seen from you yet, Allie.
So Allie, as you look over the body of the driver, you notice that they seem to have gone through a fair amount of effort to make them look like they should be regular Crimson Minotaur drivers. Really, the only things that kind of stick out are that they should have been using oxen to pull the cart, and the cart should have had a Crimson Minotaur logo. Other than that, everything is kind of in order. Now, these guys are definitely not Crimson Minotaur employees. You don't recognize them at all, and they are carrying that, very evil weapon. Aside from that, they are using light crossbows like Crimson Minotaur guards would on a delivery, but they appear that they went out of their way to not be anything other than that. So there's nothing extraneous found on their bodies.
The poison weapons, are they both just like short swords?
Yeah, they are short swords that are kind of imbued with a poisonous secretion.
I'd like to keep one for research.
Cool. Yeah, you could do that. I think somebody kept one from the mines too. And that also would probably kick in with somebody that there's a link there between Daramon's people and the Fiend Energy Potion people that might be explored at a later date.
As just a last thing, just for her own curiosity, she wants to medicine check them and see if she can see some of the more specific effects of this batch of Crimson Minotaur.
Go for it. Yeah, give me a medicine check. And I'd say because you've seen it in action, roll that again as if you had advantage. So you've already seen some of the effects of it. Yeah, that's a little better.
I know how to do medicine, I swear.
So this kind of goes along with something that Alset had learned. I can't remember, Chris, if you had said Alset had shared some of that, but you did just mention Batch 27 there. But it goes right along with what Alset had learned from Thaddeus, the chemist, about this batch was made to speed things up. Whoever drinks it gets sped up like an outrageous amount. Think haste times 2. And then they die at the end of it, which is approximately 10 minutes later. And you can tell, based on post-mortem examination of them and your medical capacity, that their bodies are starting to break down faster than they should be, and it's due to this drink. So they're hyper accelerated, and because of that, they deteriorate in a hyper manner as well.
Huh. She's gonna share some of the specifics with Alset in a concerningly intrigued way, that maybe they can use some of the ingredients from this to do some kind of combat beneficial thing, maybe some kind of poison or something like they did with these swords.
Yeah, if you could stop the death part, it might be useful.
No, for our weapons, for the bad guys.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Yeah.
Now, Tusk, how's that venison there, old man? It looks pretty good.
It's pretty good. Here's some.
Oh, thank you.
It is frankly delicious. It has a smoky and kind of a walnutty flavor to it.
Ali, taste this here and let me know what you think about maybe doing a Crimson Minotaur themed venison dish.
All right. She'll grab one.
You could see how that might line up with a couple of the different flavors that are currently out there.
She'll kind of tuck it away in a little airtight jar. I'm gonna keep that and experiment with that.
Fantastic. All right, so I say we are done here. Let's head over to Breefoot as celebrated heroes and call it a day. What do you say?
1 second, Marty. I'm gonna look at their blades because I got hit by them a couple times and they attempted to poison me. I think I felt something trying to affect me.
Yes, I think Alset took some of those poison.
Alset grabbed one too. So the examination of those. What you find is the blade itself is a blackened metal, and the let me open it here so I have some information on it. Excuse me. So the metal itself is porous, and there seems to be this constant little trickle of like an oil that comes onto the blade from inside. And it's not enough that it actually drips, but it's enough that when the blade hits something, it will transfer that oil. When that oil is transferred, it is a poison, and that is what was you could feel coursing into your veins. And it's substantial. It is, by D&D terms, it does 7d6 poison damage. So it's substantial. But it's there. And that's what you see. Other than that, it's a regular sword. It has a little bit of a plus to hit. It's a magical weapon, like you had asked. It has a plus to hit, and then a little plus to damage. But it also the big thing about it is the poison.
Tusk is gonna take that blade, put it inside the dude's sheath, and then remove the sheath, and then attach it to his buckle, his sash.
Okay. And Alset has one of them for himself.
Yep.
So that works.
On the R&D team.
Cool. So
all right, I'm good now, Marty.
So now you're ready to make your way to Briefert, have a party, perhaps.
After we destroy the rest of these.
Yeah. So let's destroy the rest of these cats here. I'll hellish rebuke the entire thing and make sure that it burns nicely. But yes, I mean, do you think, Alset here, that the Crimson Minotaur slingshot that we made is still up and operational in Briefort? It's been some time since we've been there.
I would assume so. I haven't heard anything. It's been a couple of years, but maybe we could make some upgrades or modifications.
I think so too.
Allie shivers a little.
All right, we'll pay you this time for the test run.
Oh, that's funny.
All right.
Do you wish for me to strap you into it again?
What's funny is I'm not even sure I have the Brieford map now. I was just going to open it, but I'm not even sure I have it. I'm not sure where I had it. Anyway, so let's do it this way. You guys do find your way. Oh, I've got to make Chris visible on here because now he's here. So we've got, you guys find your way to Brieford. Anon welcomes you. The first thing, of course, she lets you know that there was no delivery that showed up, so we didn't have to refuse anything. And
did she enjoy the scone?
Oh, the scone was delicious. Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so we took care of that shipment.
Great. So, and it turns out the Death Swing 10,000 is actually still in operation and being maintained by the blacksmith. I can't remember what his name was, but the blacksmith who was making weather vanes and stuff.
Yeah.
The
wizard was
snowfall.
there, yeah.
But
feather fall down, climb your way back up.
Yep. And that was the wizard was there for that as well, right? So that is still in operation, kept in good shape, actually cleaned and oiled practically daily, and it has become a popular attraction in Brieford when you guys get there. And at that, what I'd like to do for the rest of our time tonight is I'd like to talk about what do you think your characters would do next with their lives? If anybody has something they want to start with, go for it. What I'll do before that, let me give you a little recap of the different arcs we've had and how they've kind of wrapped up. And we'll start back with, we were in Brieford, and a lot of that brought up. Randy, are you going through your notes? Because I can hear all the papers rustling.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
that's all right. It wasn't a bag of chips this time, so it confused me. The sound was very different. But
trying to cut back.
So you guys were in Brieford. It was the first time that Alset brought up the Doomheart, which ended up being a story arc there for Alset, where we chased down a dragon who was trying to put together some of this stuff, and through that story arc, we ended up with getting 2 of the 3 pieces of the Doomheart, so that no one person has all 3 now. So that's one way that we kind of wrap that one up. With Allie, her village had been raided and her sister taken, presumably dead originally, but found that she was taken. We found the sister and rescued her, and kind of wrapped that one up a little bit. And with Tusk, we didn't necessarily have a story arc until he got bit on the butt by a werewolf. And then we just kind of took that story arc, and Tusk now has a pack of werewolves that work for him in a shipping company that is
militia now.
Yeah, that is
Navy.
working in tandem with the Crimson Minotaur brand. And then for Marty, right from the beginning, Crimson Minotaur was kind of the flagship of everything that Marty was and is. And we kind of we found a nemesis in Fiend Energy Potions, and we were able to put them down and stop their nefarious ways of both poisoning people with a fake drink, as well as their pamphlets, which were like writing messages to their founder. That kind of stuff was destroyed back in the Fiend Energy factory. So we kind of went through those arcs. And again, my thought here now is, where do we think the characters spend the rest of their lives, or for that matter, the next day? You know, however long you want to go ahead with what your character might do next. Let's hear that.
For Alset, he would continue to look for the last piece of the Doom Heart. Undecided whether he would want to destroy it so nobody can get their hands on it, or maybe he would want to experiment to see if he could try to control it. Right? Be that mad scientist that thinks he can control something and it just goes bad. So
he's going to be a villain in a later campaign.
That's possible. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And
it's all for the knowledge.
And just so you know, what I'm looking for out of this is, I do want to continue with different characters in kind of the same world, but at a different time frame, which means it could be before what we just did or after what we just did, depending on some of the stories we come up with. So that's cool. Good to know that Alset would continue that pursuit.
Excellent.
What else? Who's next?
Marty was saying something earlier.
Oh, go ahead, Jason.
Go, Tusk. I want to hear yours.
Okay, so after they separated in Brieford, he would say that he's taking the party boat back to Thoriva. What do we call it again?
Thoriva.
Thoriva. Yeah, that's right.
Your hometown.
It's been a while since I said. Anyway, so he'll drop a new one off wherever they want to go on the way. So he's going to just go to the headquarters, tell them about that. If they ever need anything, just look for him there, and he'll go on little missions away from there with his crew, and then he eventually will get it set up to where anytime he sends, people that want to travel wherever, they're not going to charge them for admission anymore. So they're making all their money on supply runs and everything back and forth, and booze on those cruises as well.
Nice. So you actually
still
have
visions of that little girl.
He would have. That was another thing I was thinking of. Thank you for reminding me.
Yep.
He had already sent so much money from the Thoreau to Karen, that little device that we were talking about a little bit ago. What was it called again?
the place, the river.
Brieford, Brieford's the thing that we made, the free fall thing, or the.
I've given it a different name every time.
The CM3000.
Had so much money from whatever was made sent there for his share that he said to send to her that the ghost stopped bothering him. It just disappeared like mid-adventure. So he hasn't seen it in forever. So he thinks he's made peace there. I might have to change my background from that, but yeah, pretty much he's just spending most of his time in Thoriva and just waiting to see what these guys come up with for him.
How popular does the party boat idea become? Are you like the Carnival Cruise Lines of Koradjis now?
The party boat, when not used for the party, is going to be, yes, another party boat, as well as Rage and Raves, one of the other boats.
Wow.
So I think it's not as popular as that one that's been established for a year and a half now, but it's definitely not dropping off supplies like the Victory, the Crimson Champion, and the Wakeover. That's the other.
The Wakeover. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So those make plenty of money for him. So he's well supplied for whenever we're ready to go again, and maybe with healing potions from here.
Ouch.
You never know, right?
Yeah.
Allie or Marty?
Allie, after you, if you'd like to go.
Allie is going to kind of, as they're calming down, put a lot of her focus into being chief of security and training some of the new hires. And then, of course, doing her part as the head chef in Crimson Blue and teaching all of them so that they can work on more and more recipes for stuff other than energy drinks. She's going to try and get her sister on with Crimson Minotaur to help with HR, since there's so many new people and she's kind of looking for work, and maybe later on to help with some designs with like metalwork and stuff for some of our merchandise.
That's
Make
cool.
stuff nice and pretty, and then just try and still be Marty's right-hand man as much as possible in between all of that.
Very cool.
Love it. Love it.
I just wanted to add that the Crimson Champion is strictly for hauling Crimson Minotaur to other islands from its distribution center.
Definitely more worldwide distribution then, yeah.
All right, so Marty, the first thing he would do is getting into brief forward would again bask in the glory of everything that was going on, and then he would head over to the CM3000 and put on a fantastic display of his talent, strapping himself into the harness and swinging himself out, and then again breaking free of the harness and then flying around instead. So instead of falling and dropping off there, he would fall off, and then, as everyone thought, oh my God, this thing broke, there's gonna be so many lawsuits, he just flies back up in a whirlwind of glory. After again doing several signings there and some giving out T-shirts and kissing babies and things, he would then head back to the Crimson Minotaur to continue his goal of becoming the world's biggest affluencer. And he would continue to promote the brand with Allie, of course, here, who he finally got paid. So again, he finally was able to push forward, despite Alset's massive objections to things here. He got his 2 interns finally paid. Wasn't paid, very much, but he got them paid, though.
So does Tusk actually receive a paycheck at some point?
Yes, since he
gets lost at sea.
Yeah, it gets lost at sea sometimes here, but for the most part, when he comes back and he complains to Allie's sister, who's in charge of HR, she can say, no, we sent you your paycheck. It's not our fault you lost it. I'm sorry.
She wants it. Do you know what I've been through?
Exactly. And I imagine that Tusk would not try to fight her on that, because knowing what she's been through.
Yeah.
So let me ask now, based on what we've done over what is 17 sessions of a couple hours each, overall, what would you say is one of your favorite moments, and what would you have done differently in any specific moment? So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about from my perspective. One of my favorite moments, and one thing I would do differently, was actually the way the whole mine thing ended up from my perspective, compared to the way I wanted it to the way it ended up. So the getting into the mine where Allie's sister had been captive and forced labor, I had it. One of the things I really wanted to have happen was the chain devils. I wanted them to play more of a part instead of just be, hit point sponges, really. And unfortunately, the roles I had, they never really spooked out any of you guys, because their whole role was to keep spooking out the prisoners, and that's why the prisoners, out of fear, would continue working for the rest of their lives. But they ended up not spooking you guys out. However, so that was a little bit of a disappointment. I wanted that to go different, but I really liked the way it turned out when one of the unseen guys came out of the shadows and grabbed Allie's sister and was holding her pretty much like, if you guys do anything, I'm going to kill her. And the way you guys handled that with, the different aspects of, I'm going to do this from the darkness, I'm going to be hidden, I'm going to do that. The way that worked out, I thought ended up being better than how I originally thought it was all going to work out. So just as an example there, throw that out there. If anybody else has any specific instance you thought was one of your favorites, and then something else that you thought might have been done different, or you were expecting to be different that turned out, however. Any thoughts?
If I could have done anything differently, I would have pushed more to, please, God, could we not go to the tree city with all the giant freaking spiders?
Spiders.
Definitely would have done that differently. Yeah.
Worked
I
out.
feel like it's hard to like get just one moment that I really liked, just because there was a lot of like, some of my favorite part of this was just like having so many things that happened on the fly where all of us just went, oh well, let's do this, oh and I can handle this, just like how everything turned out. We just off the cuff was like, here's our plan, let's do it. Sometimes it was more
Cool.
funny than effective, but it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of what we did was more funny than effective. So,
Also the fiend energy elemental, the way that we took care of that, and then obviously the little tin can buddies.
Yep.
Some of my favorite highlights.
And that fell right into what you were saying, where you just come up with something out of nowhere and work together and we make it work. And that was a good example of that. Cool.
I have a tie for favorite moment,
Yeah?
personally. My personal favorite moment for Tusk is when he challenged Adam on the boat to a 1 versus 1 and came out victorious because Joe could not roll over a 3 to save his life.
That was crazy, man. And it was so close. The guy had almost an equal shot of taking you down as you had of taking him down. And it was a close one. Yeah.
For sure. And I didn't even have a special weapon on me. I was like, Marty, do you have anything? Oh yeah, here you are. Good sir. Good lad. Old boy.
Oh boy.
My favorite group moment was when Marty used that can spell and made them all fly around and attack.
Yes. Very cool.
For sure.
Just a good moment.
If there's anything I could change, I would have probably stuck around that town where they were all diseased with the, what did I call it? Vidoc, the COVID joke I made very early on, and actually helped those werewolves at the time instead of just ditching them for Chris's shenanigans.
Part of my my future story for the world is that your crew eventually recruits some of them and helps them be more tame, I guess would be the right word for it. However,
we domesticated them.
Yeah, exactly. You domesticate some of them. However, it doesn't work out well for the town overall, and the town is kind of tearing itself apart as we break the story. So at some point in the future, that town will have to rebuild. But there are some people that are saved.
I think during the break when we went to the moon, or as close as we go to the moon, to just try to take most advantage and get used to the werewolf form, I did send somebody there to recruit. So I think we took a couple of them, but definitely not enough to save the town. So.
Yeah, because it was all of them.
Yeah, the whole thing was just messed up. So we definitely could have helped there more.
Cool.
Or at all.
Chris or Jason, what do you think?
I think my favorite part for Alset was when he was shit talking Dharma to his face, and you're like, "Hey, you could paint yourself in platinum. You're a sad red dragon, with dreams of being a god." Yeah, so that was fun, and I think
we need that on a sticker or a T-shirt.
But Alset would definitely want to go back to Doppelganger Town and like waste everybody because he can't stand doppelgangers.
Yeah,
and then search that town with the spiders, the elvish town with the spiders. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely almost like an archaeological dig now.
Oh yeah, he'd be all about it.
Yeah.
Cool. Right on. No, I mean, personally speaking, I wouldn't change anything simply because that's what D&D is. It's a group storytelling thing. And things go wrong, they go sideways, but they all make wonderful, wonderful memories. And that for me is something that you can't change. You can't put a price on. Some of my favorite.
You wouldn't change not paying Tusk earlier?
Nope, no.
There's always got to be one sappy guy.
All right,
we don't pay the interns.
Now Marty would change ever paying Tusk. Now that you've said
it, experience is your payment.
But I mean, everyone had such great moments that they get to call their own and everything else. Personally speaking, from Marty, the character itself he was just over the top, and even though he was super. Projected that kind of ego and confidence here. At his core, he was relatively a coward. That's why he always pushed people to do other things versus doing them himself. And he would use his personality to kind of say, "Here you go, Alset. Here you go, Allie. Just go ahead and do these things here, and I'll wait over here while they get done." So yeah, those kind of things there, and watching the reactions from people were the best when it came down to that. When I was like, "Try this," and then. Tusk being like, all right, I'll do it, and then going off and doing it. Those were some of the moments that I enjoyed playing as Marty. but yeah, as far as things that I would change, I can't think of something that I would change. I think everything was a lot of fun.
Can you think of something that turned out how you weren't expecting that you thought it could have turned out?
I don't think anything turned out how I was expecting ever, and that's something I've learned to accept as somebody who's a DM who runs a lot of games.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I never expected our first game to be us building a theme park at a town.
That was the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I didn't expect the Crimson Minotaur thing to be as center focused on some of the things as it was.
I'm so happy about that.
For me, it was kind of a throwaway joke that was just a little of a backstory flavoring thing.
We all just latched onto it.
And then everyone latched on to it.
There was only 2 stories in this campaign: Crimson Minotaur and everything else.
Yeah.
Well, Crimson Minotaur was part of it.
That's going to be that's weirdly enough, that's the name of his biography when it's coming up: Crimson Minotaur and everything else.
And everything else.
And everything else.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I thought everyone had some really good moments. And it was really cool seeing, the different play styles come together, from everybody. So yeah, I thought it was great.
Very cool. All right. Does anybody have any final thoughts before we wrap this one up?
I'm probably the last person that this is hitting, but holy crap, we've been doing this for like 7 months.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying.
That's really awesome. I don't think I've ever I think this is my first time finishing a campaign, actually being able to wrap it up and say that these characters are done. They had their adventures. So this is pretty exciting for me. I think this is both the longest session I've ever played in and finished. So that's a super cool milestone for me.
Very cool. That actually brings up something I had planned to mention and completely forgot. So thank you for segueing me a little bit there. And one of the things I did want to mention, this for the general audience, for anybody interested, it is easy enough to end an adventure even when you don't necessarily want to, because sometimes it's just good to move on to new characters, new experiences, etc. But it also shows that you can play shorter sessions if you need to, especially with the online world nowadays. You can just get together with folks for 2.5 hours, have some fun, and then do it again in a couple of weeks. And eventually you get to where we are here, which is approximately 34, 35 hours worth of gameplay, where we progress through milestone levels. So we got our characters up to level 12. So everybody had a lot of stuff they could do. I didn't go too crazy with items, just created a couple of unique items, but we didn't go every few levels, you got a +1 this, a +2 that, a +3 this, right? And if you kind of keep it simple in a way like this, that helps in some ways to move forward and to be able to cut it at some point. And that, to me, is important from a podcast perspective. I definitely want to make sure that we're able to keep experiencing different things. So over the time that we've done this, since whatever it was, 2014, 15, 16, when we started.
One of those years.
14, I think, Joe.
Yeah, we're at 7 years now. In September, we had the 7th anniversary. So whatever those numbers equal, I don't math. That's why we have computers. I don't know that we've run any session longer than, I think it was 24 sessions. So we've done a lot of what some might consider shorter campaigns, mainly because in a lot of groups, especially in-person groups, you get together on a weekend day and you end up spending between 3 and 8 hours playing, and you can get a lot more accomplished in one day. But the way that we split it up, I think we've had a lot of fun, as we've just talked about here, and a lot of learning with the system. Heck, in 34 hours of play, I'm still saying, hey, is there a way to disarm something? I mean, there are so many rules that don't worry about the rules. You're never going to get all of them, but somebody at the table might have a guess at what one of the rules might be. You use that and you move forward. But there's my little soapbox lecture at the end, I suppose. Now, does anybody else have any other thoughts before we wrap this one up?
I'm just glad we all lived. We didn't lose a single character on the way. So
yeah, that's true.
It's pretty impressive. True. We got close a few times.
I'm surprised Marty didn't get anyone killed. So I mean, that's good.
Although I would like to point out that just in case we did, I definitely took Revivify. So
nice.
I was prepared.
Very cool.
I'm surprised Marty or Alset didn't get anybody killed. I'm like, hey, let's go fight a Dracolich because I feel like it.
Just because I just want to go talk shit to him,
Yeah. So we're at this place here where everybody's infected with lycanthropy, but I want to go talk to a Dracolich. Okay.
Yeah, and everybody was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Alset really had a goal in mind, and that's how Chris ended up with the first story arc, because that was happening. Very cool. Of course, Tusk got his butt bit by a werewolf during that. So
Episode 2, right? Or was that the end of the first session?
it was early on.
It was really early on.
Yeah,
Very early on.
definitely.
Yeah, that started the whole lycanthrope thing.
That may have actually been the first session, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this one up then, and we will be back with something different soon. But in the meantime, we are done here, and we'll see you again in a bit. Let's all say bye.
Bye-bye!
I'm curious what Randy's going to end with here as the end of everything.
Party on, Joe.
Party on, Randy. Party on.
Pretty good.